All right, thank you for joining us today for today's version of 15 Minutes with a Senior. I have Macy with me here today. And Macy, would you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Macy McClish. I have been the drum major for the band for 2 years, and I've been the editor for the newspaper. I'm one of the editors-in-chief. I can't say that I have a whole lot of time in my day, before now at least, but I love baking and knitting. Those are really kind of my go-tos. But hopefully this fall I will be attending UNT to major in communication design, and I'll be a part of their honors college.
Oh, okay. So with communication design, what all does that entail?
It's a fancy way of saying digital design and graphic design.
Okay.
So I would be working with product design or packaging, or it ties in the business world with the art world.
Okay. Do you have a preference on what that would look like for you?
I'm really majoring in this so I can extend my photography skills and be more than just a photographer, which will allow me to, be able to move throughout and have more options for my career.
As I've been doing these interviews, I've been trying to give a chance for students to talk about people that have made an impact on their lives in any capacity. And so as you move forward, are there people that you will feel have made a special contribution into the person that you are?
Definitely my grandmother. I've always been very close to her.
Mm-hmm.
She taught me how to knit when I was 6 years old, and I'm still doing it 12 years later. She's my role model. And I love her a lot, obviously, but she's made a big impact on my decisions and hopefully my future.
Looking back, now that you've gone through junior high, you've gone through high school, for both those phases, would you have advice, particularly for girls that are entering junior high? It'll be two parts. And then also for high school, what's the change that occurs? And if you could do anything differently, would there be anything you would do differently?
I can't say I remember a whole lot from junior high, but I would definitely say don't feel pressured to be somebody that you're not. Junior high is the beginning of your teenage years, and you start making very impressionable relationships with other people. So definitely be cautious with who you're friends with, because I had some friends that I have not spoken to in 4 years from junior high. And I've also had friends that are still my absolute best friends from junior high. So just be wary of that. For high school, my biggest suggestion would be don't be afraid to go after what you want. I didn't really see myself becoming drum major or editor when I was a freshman and a sophomore, but that idea started developing in my mind, and I was like, okay, I want this. This would be really cool. But there were specific people who didn't think that I could do it, and that just pushed me to do it more.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely don't be afraid to go after what you want.
Okay, so that kind of leads me into my next question about, you said there were people that thought you couldn't do this. And so what would you say might be a surprise as people get to know you better, of what might surprise people about you?
I'm not as mean as I look.
Okay.
I have a very mean resting face, and some people take that as a negative thing and don't really come up and talk to me. But once people get to know me, like I got the nickname Grandma Macy. So
There's been plenty to complain about during this time, and uh, but hopefully you've seen some good around you. And what is some good that you've seen during this time that you hope carries over whenever things start getting back to normal?
well, I've noticed everything's been greener, and that obviously has to do with, like, people not driving to work every day and less emissions and everything, which I am very thankful for. We definitely needed that for our planet, but it's been really nice seeing people be more kind to each other and more encouraging. um, I One of my friends, she's a sophomore, she wanted to do the adopting senior thing.
Hmm.
She texted me and another senior from band, and she asked if we had been adopted. And I'm not on Facebook. I didn't have any clue what that was.
Hmm.
And she said, well, I want to do this for you. And she sent me all the information, and she's just been so sweet. She's really been thoughtful and caring, and um, just seeing that with other people too, it's been good, and I really hope that continues.
Certainly, it's been neat to see, especially the way our community is kind of banded together, and
Mm-hmm.
you talk about things being greener. Uh, my block has looked the best that it's ever been, mostly because we have time to go mow the lawn. It's a
Yeah.
way to get us out of the house, if nothing else. And so my yard no longer looks terrible, and so I am thankful for that. Uh, as time goes by, I want you to think about future generations. How do you think? How do you see yourself telling of this time to future generations?
um, it's definitely been a blow to, obviously, the seniors.
Hmm.
um, it's really hard seeing all the work that we've put towards this last semester of our high school career and see it all wash away and really come to nothing. But um, it's definitely a time to really reconsider what you have and who you have in your life, and what's important and what's not. You see those friends that try to connect with you, that they truly love you and care about you, rather than the friends that you haven't heard from since this all started. um, it's definitely a time to learn, but could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I could. Is there anything that you've learned about yourself during this time that that the isolation, the time of solitude has kind of brought to light?
I knew that I was a hug giver, but now that I can't see the people that, or see all the people that I love, it made me realize, oh wow, I really depended on those. So
Yeah, certainly. I think that's been hard for a lot of people, and for me, I'm not a hugger, so that's been completely okay for me. Once they reopen everything, I'll stay home for a day, so all you huggers can hug it out, and I'll just stay at home. But I do know that's been difficult um, deal. And so, last story or last question that I have for you as we close today is I want you to think about a favorite verse. And so, what would be your favorite verse of scripture, and why would that be the case?
My favorite verse would have to be John 13:7. I don't have it memorized, but it's along the lines of, you don't know why this is happening now, but it's happening for a reason and you'll understand later. And I feel like that's really applicable right now. Um, it's a comfort, really, because I struggle with, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to the people I love? And I just have to remind myself, God's doing this for a reason, and I won't understand now, but I will later, and I'll see the fruits from that.
Excellent. So Macy, I just want to thank you for your time today, that we've gotten to get to know you a little bit better. And I hope that you know that we are praying for you. We want to see good things for you. And even though we are isolated, that we do miss you. And I just thank you for your time.
Of course.